Let's do it. Trip Digital Radio presents LA Style Magazine. We have Christine.
Hi.
We have Marquita Monet.
Hello,
and
everyone.
we have Trisha Love. Let's give it up for the ladies tonight, man.
Yes, ladies this time.
Are you feeling good, Marquita? Because you know it's been a little male dominant up in here.
Okay, I was like, please.
Yeah. Welcome back, ladies.
It's good to be back.
Yes, we missed you.
Miss you too.
But let's bring in our guest because we've been kind of waiting a very, very long time. This guy's been on the radar for a minute.
Yeah.
And what I mean by a minute, it's a long time.
Yeah.
Minute. So
He has. So we have today Anyu Wang, social media influencer, marketing extraordinaire. So how you doing, Anyu?
I'm doing great. How are you?
let's give it up for Anyu Wang.
Yay!
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. You come from the East Coast, right?
Yep.
What part?
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Ohio,
Okay.
yep.
All right.
You're studying over there, right? But it's not where you're from originally.
No, I was actually born in China. I've been sent to boarding school since I was 7. So I live in like 15 different countries. So,
Wow.
Wow.
There you go.
That's all.
Yep.
Wow, that's all. You can tell us why
Yeah.
you've lived in 15 different countries. Like, were you the child of like military or?
Right. I think just like my parents wanted me to experience different culture. And
Beautiful.
be independent. So yeah, that's why I started flying along since I was 7. So yeah, I've been to like.
Let's give it up for his parents. You know,
Exactly.
parents don't get props like that.
Shout out to
Jeez,
mom and
man.
languages do you
dad.
speak? I just want to know that also for the
I
record.
speak Mandarin, Cantonese, English, a little bit Japanese and Korean. I'm not like that good with it, so yeah.
You could survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Wow.
bomb. And I will add that he just graduated in May with 2 majors
Yep.
from 2 different colleges. Tell us about
Oh.
that.
So yeah, like I graduated from Case Western Reserve University. Was a major in marketing, and then in music, I graduated from Cleveland Institute of Music. So
Oh, nice.
And you just got accepted into NYU.
yeah.
Hey.
Which program? Master's program?
Yes, integrated marketing. So
There you go.
Nice. That's such a great school.
NYU.
Yeah.
You got to be super smart to get into NYU.
thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, like I'm
Yeah.
lucky. So
A lot
not
of friends
just-
are still waiting to get in NYU.
Oh, really?
So I'll just hone in on a little bit of this, like, because we're going to talk a little bit about social media and influence and his reach, but he's really dived in the world of marketing and pursuing his academics in a degree that these degrees should have taken 6 years. You did in 4 years,
Yep.
2 majors.
Wow.
So doing full time on both different schools. So
Wow.
hashtag beast mode.
Yeah, literally.
Literally.
I'm gonna call him
Ongoing.
Eminem, like music and marketing.
There
Okay,
you
how
go.
about that?
That's perfect. So you said 15 different countries. Tell us about that upbringing, like where you're from, and how these different places that you grew up in shaped your creative sense.
Gotcha. So I was born in mainland China, a town called Jinan. Is around like 200 to 300 miles, I think, north of Beijing. So, and then like I was sent to Taiwan, Nepal, Britain, Canada, like Seattle, New York, like where else? Singapore. Yeah, like
Oh, Singapore.
like North, South Korea,
Go there.
Japan. So yeah,
Mhm.
like being like all over the place. I think definitely, like learning about like different like culture, learning their languages, meeting different people, having like different perspective definitely like shaped me into like who I am today.
How did you stay grounded in something, in culture and in essence, in yourself and moving? I mean, the world was shown to you. You had so many different windows
Right.
showed to you from earlier on, but what was your grasp? Because I mean, even just meeting you, like we met, I think in November and did the
Right.
shoot with LA Style Magazine. You have a very sweet and kind-hearted spirit. So how did you
Thank you.
maintain that and moving around so much?
Mm.
Gotcha. Wow. Yeah, that's a tough question. I think, like growing up, being like, like different country, you're always like the outsider. So
Mhm.
you're always trying to find a way to fit in.
Mhm.
I think you just like, you treat people how you want to be treated. So that's kind of like what, growing up in so many different parts of the world have taught me. So I feel like, just like treat people like nicely,
Mhm.
and then like, give them like what you wish
Yeah.
you would be treated. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
how I stay grounded.
That is beautiful. And it kind of segues a little bit into, you mentioned a clothing line that you started that's for the outsiders? Or
Yes.
so how does that speak to who you are as a creative person today? And tell us about that line.
Gotcha.
From
So
that perspective.
I've been working on this clothing line for this like past year.
Mhm.
So like why I want to start this clothing line, because, you know, like growing up as an outsider, you know, you feel like your culture and like, you know, like the place you were living in doesn't necessarily like fit.
Yeah.
And you just try so hard to like, you know, like try to like, you know, like absorb and then even like give up where you like came from. I feel like that's a lot of people like problem right now, because like we should be proud of like where we came from. And then like, you know, like proud of like all
Yeah.
like these identities. We
Yes.
shouldn't be like, you know, like afraid to like show who like we really are.
Right.
I feel like my closing line is to encourage people, don't fit in, stand out.
Mm.
And then I feel like, you know, like living in America, we like experience so many, you know, controversy and like diversity is so hard,
Mhm.
you know, to keep your mind in focus. There's just like so many information throwing at you. I feel like,
Yeah.
you know, as long as you listen to your heart and just do what you feel is righteous, and, you know, like,
That's
a strong word,
beautiful.
righteous.
Yeah.
'Cause that's
Yes.
divine.
right. So that's why I created this
On
line.
you is in
To
the
integrate,
house.
yeah,
Mhm.
like, you know, Chinese culture, Chinese
Mhm.
calligraphy into like tracksuit, you know,
Yeah.
like t-shirt. So I think it's gonna be something great. It's gonna
I
be
can't wait
launching
until
on
it
this.
drops. You can catch me in the
Yeah.
gym wearing it. I don't even work out. It's gonna inspire me to work out. It's
Wow.
gonna look cute.
I'm a medium.
calligraphy Jumper.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely
see you guys, like,
something. Hey.
So, Anu, I have a question, because you're a creative. You have, you know, your various angles with your degrees. What do you see for yourself in the future? Like, what is that dream that you're creating?
Wow. Like you guys asked them like the best question I've ever heard. I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
And just for the record, they never like show me the questions. So it's actually the spur of the moment, which I
No,
really
and that's your
appreciate.
true authentic self.
I know,
Exactly.
So ride with it.
And you're
Right.
answering them well.
Right.
Mhm.
I think it's kind of like vague, but I want to, no matter what I do, want to help people. Like, you know, in the future, it's like I want to inspire people. I want to.
Mhm.
I don't want to be like a role model. I want to be relatable. I want to.
Mm.
Wow.
I want to, you know, let people see, you know, what like a normal kid can do. You know, if
Yeah.
you ever like put all your like mind and heart into
Mhm.
something. So that's what I want to do.
And I think that's key, because I think that's part of your character that separates you from the others.
Right.
Granted, you know, everybody's born into different, I mean, you can go into the, you know, depth of classes or whatever the case may be, or different advantages based on financial demographics of parents or whatnot. But there's one thing to be born into something, and there's another thing to work for it. And considering your academics and how you've really pursued that and getting those degrees, and then in your independence of choice in social media. I mean, you have 139,000 followers on Instagram.
Mhm.
You were sharing with me, which I hope you shared with us as well, about WeChat, which
Right.
is the, you know, the only social media platform in China, because Facebook and Instagram isn't allowed, that you're a
Right.
leader in as well.
Wow.
Right.
You know, you've worked with Express and other brands. So tell us about that that journey.
Gotcha. So I first started Instagram, just like friend told me, you know, Instagram is cool. Why don't you sign up? And then like I signed up, and after like 2 months just doing nothing, I got like around like 10K followers. And I think, oh wow. And like brands started reaching out to me. So it's like, we want to send you stuff. We want to promote it. And like I was like, okay, sure. And then I started doing it as a business. So like within like 2 months, I've been like growing my like platform organically from like 10K to 30K, like during like one summer, and like started taking in like more brand deals. And then, you know, like within like the journey, there's like several points where I feel like I lost myself, because like there are a lot of people, you know, just like if you're getting paid, you can just say whatever you want. And then
Yeah.
I got like backlashes when I was like starting out, because, you know, these people are not being authentic. People are like lying to their audience to like try to promote some like product you never ever try. So I feel like, you know, like at this point, I can like confidently say if I'm like promoting something or say something, is always like my honest opinion. I do not care like how much a brand are paying like me. It's just like you always have to be honest. That's like,
That's your priority.
yep, that's the strategy in the long
Right.
run. Yeah.
Right. I know one of the things that Trip Digital lives by, as well as LA Style, is what is your product? What is your product? We were actually talking about that today. So what would you say your product is, or your main product, or the way you packaged your product that allowed someone to see on Instagram, or allow a community of people to see on Instagram, so much so that it drew more people, so that our listeners out there, you can relate to our listeners out there, and you can possibly say something to also help them to grow organically on that platform? Like, you know, some people it may be makeup, some people it may be, you know, whatever it was. What was that product that you
Gotcha.
offered, and how did you market it that you feel was so special that caught everybody's eye?
What do you mean with product?
Like when I say product, like what was it that made people draw to
Like
you?
your brand.
Your brand. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Product is not necessarily something that's physically tangible,
Right.
but it can also be, your product can be some type of energy that you're projecting.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think, you know, like positivity is
Mhm.
definitely like on top of the list.
Yeah.
I feel like because like
From looking at your, I already have things in my mind. I just want you to be able to say something
Right.
specifically.
Absolutely. I think positivity, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
dealing with like negative energy, whether it's like stress from life or, you know,
Mhm.
like hate comments. Like I got a lot of
Mhm.
those. And I think you just, you know, smile through. If you're like, you know, like being mean to me can make your day a little bit better. I'm like, I'm okay with it. You know, just like,
Yeah. So your
And
post would be things that were positive.
Yeah.
Positive things that people could,
Lifestyle.
right. Positive things
Yeah.
about lifestyle. Right.
And I'd like to add to that. I think you're also very thoughtful, because we've met lots of influencers
Right.
that are definitely good at what they do. However, it doesn't translate into other parts of being human and connecting.
Right.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And I
Mhm.
think
feel
that that's what I get from you as well.
Right.
You know, looking at your social media,
Good.
in conversation with you, the message that
Right.
that energy that you give. I think you're also very thoughtful
you. Thank you.
and not just as an influencer,
Right.
but
Yeah.
across the
Thank
different
you.
boundaries,
Agreed.
the different
Yeah.
lines.
Right.
That's
I-
good, Christine.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, like being a successful influencer or like anything, you just gotta be like a genuine human. That's like how you connect with like
Yeah.
like that's how you connect with like brand people. You know, it's not always about like any money. I think it's always about making a connection and like building bridges, because you never know, like, you know, like in the future, like, you know, who or like what you're gonna encounter. So
That's right.
it's always like nice to have more, you know, like channels. So
I love that. Tell audiences a little bit about this. I was fascinated when you told me about WeChat.
right.
So tell us about that. And I didn't even realize, you know, Instagram and Facebook wasn't allowed in China. So
Me
what
neither.
is WeChat? Why is it different? And, you know, what do you do on that platform? You have a heavy following. So just
Gotcha.
tell us about that.
So WeChat, you can actually think of it as a combination of Facebook, Twitter, PayPal, Vimeo, like everything. So like living in China is super, super, super convenient. When you go outside the door, you do not need to carry a wallet or credit card. You just carry a phone, and you can pay for taxi, you can buy groceries, you can even like buy movie ticket, like everything you can do on WeChat. So it's kind of like a
That's great.
like
Wow. It's your life in
Yeah,
a
it's your
phone.
And
life.
then how
Exactly.
many people are in China? We were talking about the number earlier.
I think 1.6
I thought
billion
you-
people.
1.6 billion, right?
Yeah, and
And then they all use
use
WeChat.
because it's impossible to get around without WeChat, you know?
Who are the creators? And we're going to need to get
Right,
it down.
absolutely.
Call me. WeChat.
Yes, okay.
Can you
Let's
use WeChat
chat.
in
Right.
America? Can you also?
Absolutely.
Wow.
So yeah, and I think now, you know, when you go to outlet or restaurant, some like store actually accept WeChat.
Yeah.
So it's like Apple
Ah.
Pay is
Is it translated in English though? Because I was
Yes.
looking at your Okay.
yeah, like most of it. So
It makes
Wow.
sense because,
Right.
like, even if you have those who are in China that come to visit, it's just so convenient. And most people in marketing
So-
want to make things convenient for their
Right,
spenders.
Absolutely. So,
And we were
Consumers.
talking about other like, you know, monopoly magazines such as like Bazaar and Vogue. They have their presences on
Yep.
WeChat. So it's
absolutely.
a huge international market.
And it's also a shopping
Yeah.
store. It's like, you know, like something pops up, you can directly
crazy.
click into it and buy within the platform.
Okay. I literally, like, wow.
Marquita's
Right.
like,
Exactly.
So
like
how,
my brain.
how long
is-
has WeChat been around?
I think, like, don't quote me on this, but I think around like 15, like to 20 years. It's a relatively like new company, and you know, it's just like
Whoa.
taking over like, you know,
Wow.
Chinese market.
That's a long time in,
Right.
That is.
in digital.
Exactly, yeah.
Google that.
And I think even some
Mhm.
hotel, you don't have to carry ID. You just
Yeah.
use WeChat.
I,
for, like,
okay.
scan.
You know
Like,
what?
Yeah.
Talk about modern life.
Right.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I want to dive in. One of the questions we have about what are dream brands that you aspire to work with?
Dream brand.
Give us like maybe at least one, if not three. Like, what's a brand that you're like, okay. So for example, right? let me just dive in a little bit on you.
Right.
So he has his modeling career as well. Was scouted out at the grocery store
Mall.
mall.
Mhm, mhm.
So just a natural, just like walking around, just like with
Living
his
your
head.
life.
But then he worked for a couple companies, one of them being Express, and they saw his talent and ability with social media, and then they ended up being a client of his. So that's an example of a brand who has noticed you. You worked for them in a modeling, your entrepreneurial experience allowed you to open another door.
Right.
But what are other brands like Express? It could be at a higher color, it could be a different, like that you aspire to work with to some capacity. 1 to 3.
Yeah, this is a very, very
What's your favorite brand?
hard question.
What were you wearing today?
Yeah, because Trisha, let me tell you, she will simplify it to the point where you will get it. Okay, so just answer.
We met at Catwalk, and I'm sure you were buying Gucci. Our shoot had featured some Gucci, and your shirt got some Louis today,
Right.
jacket. So, are
Right.
those key brands, or are there others?
I think, like utility-wise, my favorite brand is Theory. It's a Japanese
Theory.
brand. I think
I
they
love Theory.
produce.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah,
We know.
I
It's
think
dope.
they produce like some of the best quality, everyday wear. Like flag T-shirt quality,
Yeah.
and you
Yes.
can get them
Durable.
for
Yes.
cheap. Yeah,
Yeah.
like not cheap, but like reasonable price at
Yeah.
outlet or like
Yeah.
where sell. So I think that's super important because we don't need, like fancy outfit every day. We need something comfortable
Right.
and last forever. I have like Express, like a sweatshirt that like I wear it like to sleep every day.
Yeah.
And then like it lasted like over 5 years. So,
And it's the best. One of your favorites. How amazing is it for one of your favorite clothing items to last
Right.
as long as possible?
Exactly.
There
So
you
call
go.
me Express. Yeah. I mean like call
I
me
have a
Theory.
question.
You already got
For you.
Express. You need Theory.
I have a question for you in regards to this notion that you have like, kind of multiple platforms that you have developed as an entrepreneur. How do you balance it all? For many of us, when you work on a project, it's easy to get kind of lost in it, and then you forget another area of your life, and then we want to meditate and we want to like do all these other things to try to create balance.
Right.
How do you do that?
I think a lot of time, like for myself, I'm just making excuses for myself not to do like so many things. I think like we like our like generation tend to like procrastinate a lot, and we just make excuses not to do like something because we feel like we don't have enough time. But I feel like if you really, really want it, you want it so bad. Like if you don't get it, you'll die.
Yeah.
Like you'll find time or like energy to do it. So
Yes.
I think
So what do you cut out of your schedule to create
Hashtag
more
no
time?
excuses.
You better ask these questions, Miss Christine.
right. So how do I
What do you cut out of your schedule when you need more
Schedule.
time?
Gotcha. Like sleep, definitely. Is
Okay,
on
wow.
the-
That's
But you
keeping it
did
100.
say, I would say you mentioned to us as we were talking earlier that self-care,
Right.
I think your form of self-care, correct me if I'm wrong,
Right.
but you give yourself to sleep from 11 to 8 a.m.
Yep.
You get that long amount of hours. So
Right.
you do a long day,
Right.
at work. But is that maybe one of your secret sauces? Like making sure you,
Get enough sleep.
is that
Yeah.
consistent or
Right.
what does that look like?
Right. Definitely. Like I've been through like all-nighters, but like I try to like limit it into like once like every half year. And I think that definitely
Okay.
Wait,
helps.
you only do an all-nighter once every half year? So like you don't break night and party until like
Nope.
you go to bed at 11 consistently.
Yep. I'm like an old
Wow.
man, so it's like
Yeah.
I don't go to
That's
parties.
good.
Yeah.
Hashtag success. Go
Right.
to bed early. Wake your ass up early. Excuse
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. So,
At 8 a.m.
so he cuts out. So we see that he cuts out
Partying.
partying.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Drinking.
I've never been to a club. So,
Right,
You've
right,
never
right.
been to a club. There you
Never.
go.
You're intentional with making sure
Wow.
you get enough sleep. However, because you're so passionate about things, there are times when you lost sleep. But that is what you would sacrifice even your sleep for.
Right.
Is that thing that you feel like you can't
Studying or
live
work.
without.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, not partying.
Exactly. Got those 2 master's degrees in 4 years.
Well,
Bachelor.
bachelor's.
Bachelor's degrees and a
I'm only
double
22.
double
so,
majors.
yeah.
Okay, you're amazing. Double majors as opposed to
Wait, excuse me. Did you just say you're 22?
Yeah.
I can't I had to do something.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Because I didn't want everyone to know that I didn't know his. I said, okay, it hit me. Okay, did you feel that?
Wow. So from 18 to 22, you accomplished 2 bachelor degrees.
Yes.
Yeah,
High five.
Did you hear
Okay.
this? He deserves a high five. You want to give it to him?
that's mom's hint, and she wants you to stay in school. Stay in school, Xavier.
Yep.
So that's a good question. Is there anything else that you wanted to add to
Yes,
that? Because that's
absolutely, yeah.
definitely helping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think another really, really important like key factor I think for my success is never be afraid to ask for help.
Oh, and that's part of that kindness and that
Right.
humility.
Yeah.
Right, because like like our ability is limited, even though we're
That's
like
right.
like this, we can be the smartest guy in the room, but like there's always some area where not like somebody's good,
Mhm.
like better than us. So
Yeah.
and like like going to further, like listen to your parents, because
Mm.
that's like something I
Good
learned.
parents. Yeah. Decent parents.
Yeah.
Listen. Exactly.
Parents like always like take care of us, and then like they always have our best interest in heart. So and like they try to teach us, and a lot of time like we don't listen, but like they do like
Yeah.
so.
I'm like whispering to my son who's on the show today. I'm like, honey, baby, do you hear that? 'Cause that's fire. Listen to mama.
My mom used to do that.
Oh,
She used to be like, okay, this is your example for today.
When did you realize that you had this entrepreneurial spirit? When did you realize, like, I have to put some work in because I have things to accomplish?
right.
Yeah.
When I was probably 12, 13.
Whoa.
So like little like fun fact about me, I have like 2 international patents, one for security door lock and one for functional screwdriver. They're actually being
Okay.
mass produced in Asia right now. So
Okay.
and then
Okay.
plus that, I started my like cosmetic company focused on holistic Chinese herbal medicine. Like and start selling on like Alibaba.
My God, I am
Wow.
loving this.
So you have an anointing on you that's
You started at 12.
closely related to King Solomon? Who was
Oh
this?
yeah, King Solomon, like the wealthiest guy in
Yeah.
the world, like in the Bible. Oh yeah, like seriously?
Hello on you.
Okay. Was this Taj Mahal, the guy who built
At
Taj Mahal?
12.
Yes.
That's
Oh my
awesome.
God.
So I think
Well, I'm inspired right now, feeling this energy and this flow. But I feel like the takeaway here for all of us here and everybody listening is
Yes.
dedication,
Mhm.
focus. You had goals, right? You
Yeah.
had goals in your degrees. Now you have to grow another goal going into NYU.
right.
Mhm. Sacrifice.
Sacrifice,
Mhm.
focus, discipline really is a takeaway with you. And then the bottom line that's going to continue to enable you to break barriers and succeed is your kindness and humility. Because
Exactly.
who cares if you set goals and you achieve them and you're really successful, but you're a jerk?
Right.
Exactly. Like
yeah.
you're not allowing yourself
No.
and realizing that we can receive, to learn, and to be open to things. Yeah,
Right.
Mhm.
totally.
So yeah,
Mhm.
thank you.
Thank you.
Journey,
so
are we
much.
are we ready for that special question?
I think we are. I think we
All
can go into
right.
it.
Da-da-da.
And I'm very interested
still
to
in
know
awe,
this
like, How
question.
can I get my future children to start a business at 12?
Send them to boarding school at 7.
I'll tell
Exactly.
you.
And how do they find you? How do they find you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because I know people are going to want to
Yes.
find you after they hear this answer to this question.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at ongyu_wang, and then you can find me on Twitter, Facebook.
Spell that for them. Spell on you for them.
Yes, it's ENYOU and _WANG.
Okay. Perfect.
All right. So, Marquita, you should ask this question.
Oh my God, I'm so happy right now.
Yeah.
You don't even understand, like, because I live in Magic Land. All right. So, on you, what would you say your superpower is?
Like I have a really flexible tongue.
Wow.
I can tie 2 cherry stem together, and then I can twirl my tongue 360 degrees.
Wait a minute. Okay.
He laughed.
Okay. We did not see that coming. He said that earlier. We did not.
Right.
Did you?
No.
Okay.
Okay. You should.
So you got to do this.
I need
you
you to
Yeah,
want to
I
got
will
some
do it.
cherries.
Dave, put her in the camera. How she's sitting.
It's funny because like the superpower
You're not
typically
getting
is
away with it.
something that's like connected to your core talent or gift, and then it's like elevated into fantasy. But he's like, no, legitimately, guys.
Yeah, literally.
Getting
Yeah,
2 cherry stems about the time in a knot.
exactly. Wow.
Well,
You
I'll
wanna
tell
see
you
it?
this much. When you get married, you would have no problem keeping her.
Exactly. And let me tell you
Oh,
this. This is totally payback to the men from everything that I went through last week.
No.
Oh my God. Okay. So yeah. So
Costume.
It's good.
yeah.
Okay,
Let's
if you
get
had a
fashion.
superhero
Costume, what would it look
be?
like? Perfect. I like to throw that question
Oh
in
my God.
sometimes, and tonight is a good time to throw that in. So what would your superhero costume look like? And we're wrapping it.
I think, like, if I was like a Superman or something, I would just wear jockstrap and like nothing else.
Okay, you know what?
I love this guy.
All right. See, production is saying rap. Okay, see, production is saying rap, and this is how we have to rap. Okay,
That's how
Journey.
we're rapping.
Do you want
That's
to
what you
add
get,
anything
though.
else
That's
to
what
the
y'all
radio?
get, though.
No, I think I'm good.
Kids, they all have to watch it. Yeah, I hope they're watching.
There you go.
Trip Digital Radio presents LA Style Magazine. Let's give it up for On You
Woo!
One.
And his superhero tongue. Woo!
Yes.
Bye.
We'll be back.
I'm sorry, Xavier.